everyone, welcome to Daily Fredo. Netflix Queen Cleopatra is just a gift that keeps on giving. I wasn't going to do another update on this, although I was secretly waiting for Jada Smith to get some balls and finally speak up, but here we are again. Queen Cleopatra has 4 different nominations at the National Film Awards in the UK. VOGUE US this time reshared the article calling us racists, and Egypt is still pissed off, demanding $2 billion from Netflix. So the show continues. But before I tell you all about it, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so you never miss a new episode of Daily Fredo. I wandered through the depths of Twitter and found this tweet by Adele James. Some happy Monday news! Queen Cleopatra has been nominated for 4 awards at the NAT Film Awards. We'd be honored to have your vote. You can vote right here. And those were some user reactions. Which category? The worst documentary ever or falsification of history? Another one for best cultural appropriation? Well, no, but it's still ridiculous. Here are the actual nominations. Outstanding performance, best director, best action in the movie series, and best drama. Are the NFAs the biggest award show in Britain? No, of course not. BAFTAs is the biggest one, but this is still a prestigious award that awards literally the best of the best when it comes to British film industry. The National Film Awards UK is an annual awards ceremony produced by the National Film Academy to celebrate the achievements of established and independent filmmakers, actors, actresses, casting directors, production companies and crew who make up the motion picture industry. What was Queen Cleopatra doing there? Of course, for many years we've been saying that all awards are bought, it's political, but at least some of it was kinda aligning with the majority or some of the audience opinion. If a Netflix production has the lowest audience score in history, I can't imagine why it would be nominated for any award. Unless, of course, organizers needed some extra publicity and people talking about it. Well, mission accomplished. We're talking about it. But what's not talked about enough is online safety, so let's hear it for our sponsor. Did you know that your internet provider knows every single website you visit? When I found out about this, I immediately took action and got Atlas VPN. It's so lucky because they are currently having a crazy discount going on. Atlas VPN Premium is just $1.83 per month right now, plus you get 3 months extra and with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Time is running out on this one, so make sure to click the link in description and get on this amazing deal. When you connect to Atlas server, your device gets a whole new IP and DNS address, which means your data is encrypted and your virtual location is hidden. And except awesome security features like secure file sharing, malware protection, and data breach monitoring, you can unblock any website that's not available in your country. So when I want to go ahead and binge watch a new show on Netflix that's not available in Cyprus, I just change my virtual location on Atlas VPN, make popcorn, and watch shows and movies available, for example, only in the US. Atlas VPN is available on any device, Windows, iOS, and Android. No worries here. Remember to grab the big deal because now Atlas VPN Premium is just $1.83 per month, plus 3 months extra. And with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Protect your privacy and get many benefits of Atlas VPN for the ridiculously low price. You can take this deal by clicking the link in the video description below. Be quick as it's a limited time offer. Big thank you to Atlas VPN for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now let's get back into it. So let's start with the outstanding performance category Adele James is nominated for. Funny thing, she's nominated in the same category with Keanu Reeves for his performance in John Wick. Let that sink in. You'll see in a minute why. Adele James is nominated in the same category as Keanu Reeves. That on its own sounds like science fiction to me. Now we know we're in the Matrix. Add John Wick on top of it, the most legendary ass-kicking action franchise of all time, where all 4 parts of it should have their own category. It's barely believable. Here are some other actors, huge names, that are nominated in the same category. Keanu Reeves, Cynthia Erivo, Anya Taylor-Joy, Hugh Grant, India Amartifio, Bali Gill, Adele James, Daniel Radcliffe, Stephen Merchant, Millie Bobby Brown. Huge names in the same category. A while ago, Adele also spoke on a podcast. Let's have a listen to some snippets.
There's like a lot of like same people are saying Cleopatra's being blackwashed, but like in like Hollywood has historically like whitewashed Egyptian historical figures. Like, where's your opinion about that?
I just think, well, firstly, blackwashing isn't a thing, is it?
The actress went on to say this about the portrayal that hasn't set.
Okay, whitewashing was bad, so let's do some blackwashing and then deny that it's even a thing. Makes sense.
Netflix declined to comment on the creative choice to cast James to play Cleopatra. However, the producers of the series told Netflix's To Doom website in a story posted last month, her ethnicity is not the focus of Queen Cleopatra, but we did intentionally decide to depict her of mixed ethnicity to reflect theories about Cleopatra's possible Egyptian ancestry and the multicultural nature of ancient Egypt. James spoke about the research surrounding Cleopatra's race and heritage on the podcast.
Was she mixed race? Was she not? She wasn't black, we know that, but she might have been part black. Absolutely. That's absolutely with the confines of within the realm of possibility, based on the academic research. So, if people don't want to engage with that research, the expert research, that's not really a me problem. That's kind of a them problem. I can't. We've done our research, it's out there.
It's a comedy at this point. So you see, there is this slow backing up that we are witnessing. First, it was a documentary stating, forget what they taught you at school, Cleopatra was black. Then the documentary became a docudrama. Now we hear Adele say, she probably wasn't black, but she could have been part black. The gaslighting of the audience is real here. And honestly, I just wish they came out and said, okay, we fucked up, let us fix it. Honestly, this constant blaming of the audience is just fueling the backlash. It's not me problem attitude, and speaking about the supposed research they've done but didn't present it in the show, it pissed people off. Look at these comments. When the best you can say to support your historical documentary's claims is it's within the realm of possibilities. And another one, what's the excuse this time? Because first it was Cleopatra was black, then Cleopatra could have been black. After that it was Cleopatra was politically black because though an absolute monarch, she was a victim. Remember how British Vogue wrote that the backlash on the Queen Cleopatra was racism? Well, they did it again. This time it's Vogue US that retweeted the same article on the 5th of June, so it's not old news or anything. The questions of historical inaccuracy and cultural appropriation, peppered with a predictable dose of racism, have made international headlines since the first trailer of the show dropped, introducing Cleopatra as a mixed heritage black woman. Mixed heritage. Let me remind you what British Vogue wrote this 3 weeks ago. When you strip away the academic posturing, so much of the backlash we've seen around Queen Cleopatra is simply racism masquerading as a heroic quest for factual accuracy. Predictable dose of racism or predictable dose of marketing? Listen to this comment. Really? Because it actually feels like Americans colonizing the history of Egypt because they're so insecure about their own history. And maybe you should stick to fashion because as publication you're really out of your depth. I got more for you though. Tina Garavi is nominated for Best Director, okay? The director of a documentary that said this in her interview for Vanity. We need to liberate our imaginations and boldly create a world in which we can explore our historical figures without fearing the complexity that comes with their depiction. I am proud to stand with Queen Cleopatra, a reimagined Cleopatra, and with a team that made this. We reimagined the world over 2,000 years ago where once there was an exceptional woman who ruled. Do I have to point out what's wrong with what she said? We are still talking about a documentary at that point, where we would expect factual things supported by experts. Anyway, watch my previous video about it, all the info and my rant are in there. Next category that Queen Cleopatra is nominated for, Best Drama. Come on, please give me one example of a documentary that got a nomination in Best Drama category. Mind you, there is a category for Best Documentary. Why not to have the nomination there? Oh yeah, cause Netflix had to relabel it as a docudrama. So now it's just drama.
Is it really so hard to believe?
In few weeks there will be totally new version of events, something like Queen Cleopatra was released as an action dramamentary series with a mixed-race action hero. The series never focused on mentioning the skin color. It has never been a documentary. The creators imagined Cleopatra from a different dimension. Nobody's grandma said anything, and Egyptians and Greeks are racist for being pressed over nothing. I'm calling it, let's speak in few weeks. Wait till you see the next nomination, because apparently Queen Cleopatra is an action film now and better than John Wick. You remember I mentioned John Wick earlier and said to let it sink in? Let's see if it sunk in, because Queen Cleopatra is nominated for Best Action in Films or Series 2023 and John Wick is not. But guess which show is? Bridgerton.
I am really pissed off. You pissed, John? Are you? Yeah.
Bonus info, Halle Bailey and Little Mermaid are nominated for Best Newcomer and Best International Film. Do as you wish with that information. There are 3 possible reasons that I could think of why Queen Cleopatra could be amongst nominees for this award show. 1, the award show needed some extra publicity and saw an opportunity hoping for haters of the show to do the indirect PR for them, like I am doing now. You're welcome, NFA. 2, someone paid someone. 3, there aren't enough amazing British films and actors. We definitely know it's not not the third one. So yeah, you tell me. I'll check the comments later to see what you guys think of all this. All I know is that the creators who made a mistake and instead of admitting it, start calling everyone around racist, and their movie had the lowest audience score on Rotten Tomatoes in history, shouldn't be nominated for an award. That's just my humble opinion. By now you also probably know that Egyptian lawyers filed a lawsuit against Netflix demanding $2 billion compensation. Well, that's reaching in my opinion. I get that they were offended, but I don't think it will hold up in court. Not for $2 billion, unless there are some historical, cultural damages so significant that it could somehow be justified. I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. It would actually be great to hear from a lawyer on this one. Any lawyers watching, make yourself known in the comments, please. Renowned archaeologist Zahi Hawass said, "We can't make a case against the Netflix platform because we will definitely lose, as they have the right to broadcast as long as it is a matter of freedom of opinion, and we can make a movie that overshadows everything they did. But our case against them will not be successful." I tend to agree with this statement, but I hope Egyptians will stick with it because I kind of want to see what happens. Now let's get a bit more serious for a second here, because I know we are doing those commentary shows and those can sway your opinions and how you view certain issues. I found this video of Adele James speaking about online bullying. Let's have a look at a snippet.
I find it hard to answer the question, what do I wish people knew about online bullying? Because I feel like to understand it, you'd have to go through it, and I don't want anybody to ever have to go through it. However, I do wish that people, or I hope that people understand that on the receiving end of that trolling and that bullying is a human being. I ended up being trolled quite viciously and quite of a very racist nature, a lot of it, most of it.
Could this be a part of her PR campaign trying to clear her name after offensive comments she made about Egyptians and Greeks? Nobody should harass anybody, and if Adele James received some racist messages, etc., that's not okay. Remember, two wrongs don't make a right. Here are some user comments under this video. "I'm sorry, what? Adele James did an interview giggling at the whole country about how it was silly for them to sound their worries, sued Netflix on this documentary. If that isn't mean girl in itself, I don't know what is." Also, same woman said, "Whoever criticizes or doesn't watch this show is a racist," but also simultaneously told us not to watch the show if we don't like it. Which is it? Like, no, she's not the sad poor actress who got caught in the middle here. She actively contributed. If she just kept quiet and didn't say such stupid things in an interview and giggle at the whole country like a mean girl herself, she wouldn't be here. Please stop using this and victimizing as something to hide behind. And another comment, "Adele, just taking this role was cultural appropriation, and that's why people are upset. You're a lovely and gorgeous woman, not to mention very articulate, but honestly I feel let down by your behavior. I'm not disregarding the fact you received racist comments. I've seen the comments and they are grotesque, but the majority of the messages you got were genuine critiques that are valid and fair. I think your use of wording in a few of your interviews caused more outrage by assuming it's all racist. With things like these, you need to be careful with how you word and address it." Couldn't have said it better myself. Anyway, as you see, Queen Cleopatra doesn't stop to amaze us and let us discover new levels of disbelief. The absurdity continues, and if they're not going to make you watch it by calling whole nation racist, they will then slowly back up and gaslight us into thinking the series was a whole different thing than we thought. And it seems that as soon as the backlash quiets down a bit, Vogue stirs it up again, or some award show pops out and nominates the show in ridiculous categories. It's like they don't want the world to stop talking about it. Why would you nominate a documentary in an action film category and not nominate the most action-packed film? At least John Wick can't lose to Queen Cleopatra in this category, because that would be ridiculous. Anyway, if you like this video, then you should check out one of those two next, and click here to subscribe to my channel to never miss any Daily Fredo episodes. That's all for today. Have a good one.
If you're talking about what you can feel, can taste, and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.